All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be discussing how to use the pivot table. So, pivot table is one of the very important tools you can actually use on your Excel sheet to get a quick analysis of what your data is actually trying to say. So, if you are handling a sales data, just like the one being displayed on my screen here, so you may want to use the pivot table just to have a quick grasp of where your weak sales link is and where your strongest sales link is. So the use of pivot table can actually give you the opportunity of having a quick access to what your data is trying to communicate to you. So and then using this pivot table too, you can use it to circumvent some particular formulas that in normal time you would have spent hours trying to devise a formulas to join two columns together. But with the use of pivot table, you can actually bypass those. So you can actually bypass some formulas, if not all. So okay, let me just give an example here. Like this is a laptop sales data set. So we have the brand, we have the model, we have the price, we have the date, we have the quantity, and then we have the region. So as you can see, we do not have revenue here. I can actually create a revenue. I generate our revenue here using our formula. I can say, revenue is price multiplied by quantity. So I will just come here, type my equals to, then pick my price, then multiply by the quantity, then press my enter, then drag this thing down. So I have automatically generated our revenue, but I do not want to use a formula to generate this revenue. I want to use the pivot table. So how do we generate revenue using pivot table? So that is what I want you to find out in this particular video. So if you are a beginner and you want to learn the use of pivot table, then you can stay glued to this particular video, because I've seen so many people, so many job applicants that were unable to get employed because they were unable to they were unable to demonstrate demonstrate their full understanding of pivot table when it comes to the practicality aspect of operating an Excel software. So let's dive right in. So just click anywhere in your data set, then go to your insert, click on your pivot table. So this little code up here shows the exact location of your data set on the Excel sheet. Then when you come here, choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed, new worksheet. If you want to be placed in your new worksheet, that means it will create a separate sheet for you apart from this particular sheet, so where your pivot table will be located, or existing worksheet. So this existing worksheet, that means you want your pivot table right here on this sheet that we are looking at. So I want it on a new worksheet. I will click OK. So this is the pivot table interface. So on the right panel is where the most of the work will be done. So we have the name of our columns here stated here. Then here the pivot table areas are where we are going to be dragging these columns in. So uh, basically it is we be correlate like we'll be correlating one columns correlate what the data on we try to find the relationship between the data in one column with the data in the other column. So that's basically the reason why we have these empty spaces here. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to generate a revenue for this particular data set, because that's the ultimate point of creating this pivot table, to check the amount of revenue we made and then which of the products actually brought in more revenue. So to calculate the revenue, revenue is price multiplied by the quantity. So we come here to this feeds an item, click on feeds an item, then calculated feed. Then you can name this revenue. Then under this formula, remove this zero, then click price, insert feed, then multiply by quantity, insert feed, then okay. So this is our revenue. So now let's come here to the brand. That's the name of laptops. Drag it to the row side. So as you can see here, Acer actually generated 65,850 revenue. Dell generated 46,300, HP 101,340. So I want to uh, arrange this particular revenue in the I can arrange them in ascending order or descending order so that we can quickly have a full grasp of which of these laptop actually generated more sales or which of these laptop actually generated the least number of sales. So I will click here in sum of revenue, then right click, then click on sort, then sort largest to smallest. So HP generated the highest, followed by Acer, then Dell, Lenovo, Samsung. So we generated lesser revenue from Samsung. So the grand total, the total sum of revenue we rake in the year 2024 was 130 this is 1,340,960. So then we can still generate more insight using this particular data set. We can check region, which region did we generated more sales, or maybe view the sales we generated in in each region. So I will click on my region and then drag it to this column. So as you can see here, HP in the east we generated 2,960. In the north we generated 17,080. In the south 8,700. In the west 1,000. So totaling 101,340. Then for Acer in the east, north, south, then Lenovo we generated this in the east, then we didn't generate anything in the north, then in the south we generated this, so and so on and so forth. Then the grand total still remains the same. Then I can even go on and then drag my let's say my model, the laptop model. I can drag it here in a number of rows. So as you can see, what this aspect is actually saying is that the Elite book, which is one of the models of our HP laptop, the Elite book in the East, we didn't sell any Elite book laptop in the East. So in the North, we sold 7,700. In the South, 2,130. So totaling 100 and totally sorry 18,000. So that means the HP Elite Book 840 generated 18,000 revenue. So that's for the Elite Book. Then for the Pavilion, 10,360. Then for the Spectre X 360, 5,700. So totally 101,340. So can you see how pivot table broke down the way we generated all of this revenue? So that's one of the importance of using our pivot table. So you can decide to remove any column or any of the values, like depending on your own specification or the values you are actually working at. I can remove this model. Okay, so I can choose to remove the region. Okay, so we are left with brand and revenue. So I can decide to add quantity to the revenue side. So the quantity is the number of laptop we sold. Now the number of laptops sold. So for HP we sold 18, for Acer 15, Dell 10, for Lenovo 8, for Samsung 7. So as you can see, pivot table is actually breaking them down for us. So then we can, I told you I'm going to show you how we can generate a graphical representation from this particular data set. Representation from this particular data set. So when you click on your pivot table, analyze. When you click on it, then you come to your pivot chart here. So these are some of the charts you can actually generate using this particular data set you have here. So we have our line chart, we have the pie, we have the bar chart, but we actually go for the column one, the column chart. So then I will click on it. So as you can see here, so this is our column chart. So the brand is on the horizontal level, and then the revenue generated is placed here. So HP gives us the highest number, followed by Acer, then the list is Samsung. So you can choose to customize your graphical representation any way you choose to. So you can click here the brush icon to select the one the design of your choice. I can decide to go for this. Okay. So as you can see, it has changed. Then I can do some other modeling. So like I can change the color of the graphs, change the color of the text, remove the grid lines, and some other stuff that you can actually do with your graphs. So this is a graphical representation of our pivot table. Then I want to show you how to add slicer. You can add a slicer to this particular graph. So I will show you the how to add slicers so that you can have a seamless analysis of your data set. Okay, so come to your pivot table, analyze, then you see insert slicer. So I want to use the region as my slicer. So I will click OK. I can bring it here. So you will see the way my slicer will be interacting with this particular graphical representation, and then my pivot table, the pivot table that is generated here. So you will see the way my slicer will be interacting with these two entities. So when I click now, I want to see the number of the total revenue generated in the East. So I want to see information regarding the East alone. So I will click on East. As you can see, in the East, Lenovo, the sum of revenue we generated is 13,320, and then the sum of quantity is 4. For Samsung is 6,080, and then some of the sum of Samsung brand that we sold out is 4. For HP is 2,960. We sold 4 too, and then and so on and so forth. The same thing, not as you can see, total number of 10 laptops were sold in the north. So we rating 39,900 as sum of revenue. Then in the south, as you can see here, four four quantities of HP were sold, six quantities of HP were sold, four of Lenovo, Acer, five, and then these are the sum of revenue, and then the West. So as you can see, it's actually interacting with what I have here. So if I want to go back to the status quo, I will just click here, clear filter. So you can also customize your filter when you come here. You can customize your filter, as you can see here. Slice your slicer, I mean. So as you can customize it here, you can change the colors here, and then the slicer settings, you can set up your slicers any way you want here. So that is how to use the pivot table. So if you want to go back to your pivot table, just click here. Your pivot table will automatically show here. So this is how to quickly generate an insight, a sales insight into this is how to quickly generate an insight into your data set, most especially if you are dealing with sales data set. So this is one of the ways you can quickly have a full grasp of what is actually happening in your data set. So I believe you guys actually enjoy my video, and next time I'm going to do a deep analysis of how to use a data of how to use this pivot table to analyze very complex data sets. So I'll be expecting you guys on my next videos that I'll be dropping very soon. Thank you so much for your time.